to Amanda's Book Adventures. Today is, hold on, I want to say the right date. Day 16 of Bookmas, and we are going to talk about series that I'm in the middle of. So I know you saw a series that I want to start, but I figured I should talk about series that I'm currently in the middle of. So I just wrote down the ones that I am currently in the middle of and what book I'm in the middle of. So the Books of Babel, I am at book 3, The Hob King, and the 4th book has been released. The first one is Salem Ascends and Arm of the Sphinx. And so Salem Ascends is basically, you're going to hear about this in the fantasy video too, which goes up before this. But Salem Ascends is about basically Tom Salem goes on a honeymoon with his wife and he loses her. So he's climbing this tower to find his wife, and up to the point where I'm at book 3, so much has changed and everything, and I will talk about that in the fantasy book, but I recommend them. Alright, I'm on the second book in the Fetch Phillips archives. The second one is Dead Man in the Ditch. The first one is, which you'll see in the fantasy one, Last Smile in Sunder City. So that is where I'm up at in that series. So this is for a reread. For the Court of Thorns and Roses series, I'm at the second one, and on the top of my head, this is a reread. I've read the first 3. I never read A Court of Starlight and Frost, and I want to read the new one that I got for my birthday. I got both of her books for my birthday presents that came out and I haven't read them, so yeah, so I'm doing the reread so I can get refreshed, read A Court of Starlight, Frost and Starlight, and then get to the new one. And I don't think there will be a release for that book in 2022 any more than that. I know Crescent City is getting a second release, so I don't know when. I think it's February when the first one came out, so that I know. So as you probably heard, I have been reading Keeper of the Lost Cities. I'm up to book 6, and I will be reading it in December, so I don't know when I will talk about a wrap-up, but I am up to book 6. So there is book 7, book 8, 8.5, and then book 9 comes out next year. Then the Skyward series, I'm going to reread Skyward, Starsight, and then the novellas that have Brandon Sanderson just wrote, and then I want to read the 3rd book. Another Sarah J. Maas series, Throne of Glass. So I'm up to book 4, Queen of Shadows, and I would really like to finish the series of hers that I'm currently in. I think next year might be like a Sarah J. Maas year of trying to finish my reread, finish Throne of Glass, read Crescent City, maybe some Brandon Sanderson books that I'm currently in the middle of that I don't have on this list. Yeah, I probably should have wrote that down. Alright. I want to finish the Nevernight Chronicle. I've never finished Dark Dawn, and I bought that when it came out. I pre-ordered it, and I got a signed edition and everything, and I've been terrified to finish Dark Dawn. I don't know how Mia's story is going to end, and I've been very good at not being spoiled for any of these series, but I'm really, really worried how Mia is going to end, her journey, and I have a theory, and that's probably why I haven't picked that book up, because I've been terrified how that book's gonna end. Alright, and then another series that I'm at the last book and I haven't picked up. So it's Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I'm at Capturing the Devil, the last book, and I've read even the novella in between Hunting Houdini. I don't even know what the novella's name on the top of my head. I read all those books. I'm afraid how it's going to end. I don't think it's got mixed reviews. I've been very careful not to get spoiled for that series. But because I love it so much and I fear the ending, it's why I've put it off for so long, that I just don't know. What if it's not as great as the other books? I'm so terrified of reading it. And then I bought a special edition of Keep Kingdom, of the first of her new duology. Well, from Beacon Book Box, they didn't do it. I don't know if I never got a notice for the second, so I'm going to have to buy that book again so I can have at least a matching set. But I want to get the Barnes & Noble editions of the duology, and that one will just be a special edition. All right. The Shades of Magic trilogy, I'm on A Gathering of Shadows. And as you know, I told you, and I don't even remember, hold on, what video, because I've been pre-filming. Day 5, Bookmas Day 5, when I told you I have a problem with reading sequels. As you can tell from that and this, I definitely do have a problem with reading sequels. But you probably already heard. So I am in the Witcher series. I'm on The Time of Content, book 2, but I did read the 2 novella books where it's short story collections. So I read those, and I'm so glad I started with the short stories instead of just jumping in, because the short stories actually build up his character. And then when you finally do read the first book, it made so much sense. That world made so much sense to me. So I need to continue on, because I've never finished the first season of The Witcher, and I probably won't even finish season 2. I want to read the books first. But I really loved the books I've read of The Witcher, and I really loved the episodes I saw of The Witcher. So from Blood and Ash, I've read all the books that are out. So the one that I need to read that is released next year is The War of Two Queens. And to finish another series, the Frostheart series is The Rise of the World Eater. But I haven't been able to read that because my local library finally got it. It is a UK release, so I've been reading it from my library. And the way book 2 ended, I'm ecstatic to read it, and I saw I could put it on hold, so I'm going to put a couple other books on hold, and I'll probably be reading them after Bookmas or in January. So there is that. Then I have The Legends of Erie-on-Sea, and the first book is Malamander by Thomas Taylor, and the book I'm on, I really hope it's not over. I would love to keep reading the Malamander series. Shadowgast is the one I'm currently on, and there's a new monster, and we're getting more into the town and the town monsters and town legends and other characters in town, so I'm really excited to continue on. I really hope Shadowgast is not the ending. I don't think Shadowgast should be the ending for that story, unless it's written where we get all the answers. I know in Frostheart 3, The Rise of the World Eater, we are getting all the answers. Book 2's ending, we got that answer, and I'm I so want to say it, but I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who has not read it. So yes, I'm really ecstatic. So the next one is The Drowning Empire. That is the Bone Shard Emperor, and I know it's a duology. It could change from the last time. I know it could be longer now, but the second book just got released, and I really am pretty sure it's still a duology, and I do want to read it. I kind of been waiting for more people to read it so I can read it next year, because I remember the story, so I don't have to reread it. So another one is the Serpent and Dove trilogy. I'm on Blood and Honey. I remember nothing from Serpent and Dove, so I will actually have to reread Serpent and Dove to get the full view. Then we have Truly Devious, and the second one is on my TBR, but I want to continue that series. I've talked about Truly Devious in a couple videos, I'm pretty sure, up to this point, but I want to continue on. I am also reading the Trials of Morgan Crozier. That's what I think it's called. I'm rereading, reread Nevermore. For the video where I couldn't remember, it's Nevermore. For the middle grade video, I'm pretty sure that was on Bookmas Day 3 where I could not remember Nevermore. Yeah, so I am up to book 2 again. It's a reread, but I would like to finish that to get to Holopox because there is a new release next October. I've said that one. Keeper of the Lost Cities. These are more standalones, but I'd like to read the Twisted Tale books, the 3 that are released that I haven't read. I think it is the Hercules one, Alice in Wonderland, and the Rapunzel one. Those are the 3 I have not read. They're more standalones, but I still would like to read them. And as you've seen in the new series video, there's new series I want to start. Don't know how I'm gonna do all this, like finish these series and then read new series. But oh, and Arusha, I forgot to write it down. I read the middle grade, like Arusha, it's a quartet. I don't even know if I'm saying her name right. I plan on rereading the first one and like do like a binge, like maybe for a weekend next year, just where I read the whole quartet, because they're little middle grades. I want to finish that off strong because I love the first one. I think those are all the series that I'm currently in, but because of the sequel video where I read off like a list of sequels, there's probably some other series that I do not have written up here. But I think, because I talked about like the main goals of starting in the new series video, like ones that are my priorities, I would like to finish the Books of Babel series. I want to continue with my reread of A Court of Roses. I would like to get finished the Keeper of the Lost Cities that are out. Skyward, obviously, and the Throne of Glass series, and Dark Dawn, and Capturing the Devil. Those are the ones I'm really going to focus on. I want to focus on everyone on this list, but those are the ones I want to focus for in next year. So definitely I want to focus on those books. I don't know how my TBRs, I did do a TBR game in November, but with the way it turned out, I think I kind of want to tweak it more, so I might give it a couple months of me just reading what I want and then going back and tweaking the TBR game. But for now, those are the series that I at least want to get done or get to where I'm up to before the next release. I'd like to read all of these books next year, but I have to kind of be realistic because there will be new books that I'll probably, like I said in the sequel video, I have a problem with prioritizing new releases or debuts or like really hype books. But these are the series that I at least really am going to can't even think, try my hardest to get to finish, or at least get to the next, caught up before the next release. Those are the series that I want to get to. I'm probably gonna at least do a check-in video, because I know with the new series I talked about, like, if you guys wanted me to do a check-in video, like how the new series that I started are going, would you want me to do a video where I check in on, did I finish the new series? Like maybe just do a combined video, like I finished this from the new series list and I finished this from the series that I was in the middle of. Please let me know down below. Honestly, I don't know if there's like a priority you guys want me to read, but definitely let me know if you've read any of them, your thoughts on them. Just no spoilers, I want no spoilers, but let me know your thoughts. Please comment, please like and subscribe. Let me know how your December is going. If you guys have done Bookmas or like Vlogmas, let me know. Love to watch. All right, that is it for now, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!